Hi, I'm Jim Roldan. I am assistant professor of graphic design, and I teach the graphic design, some of the intro digital classes, the graphic design studio classes along with Tracy Dow, and when I get a chance, I teach the concept art class for the game design program. All right, when you come to my class, first of all, um, it's fun and it's serious at the same time, quite honestly. We're talking about creativity, we're talking about design, we're talking about, in the case of the game program, we're talking about developing characters. So I need you to bring in your focus, but also your imagination and your enthusiasm. I bring mine. This is stuff I love to talk about, I love to do, and I love to see the kind of work that comes from the students. It's always amazing and interesting. All right, office hours, you'll check the syllabi for the office hours. You will want to come to the office here in the annex. This is my cube. If you have any, especially for those of you who are getting up to speed on some of the software stuff, I've noticed, especially in the intro classes, a lot of people get a little nervous about their skill set, their abilities in, say, Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop. You're welcome to come. Ask me questions outside of class. If we have time, we can sit down, open up our computers, and show you some things. Other than that, it's just anything that has to do with the subject of design. You're welcome to come in and just say hi, as a matter of fact. So, in most of the classes, most of the graphic design classes, you are going to be dealing with real-world assignments, by which I mean, depending on what your level is and which particular class, you're going to get assignments that actually emulate the kind of design assignments or projects that you would get in the professional world. So that could be logo design, poster design, piecing together a book cover, talking about the strategy behind all of those things, and in the studio classes, you will be actually working with. Some of you will be working with clients outside of campus. So we line up real-world clients to come in, and you approach them with projects, and you hash it out with them, and you get sort of this whole real-world experience of dealing with that. And in the meantime, the faculty is here to help you and support you and smooth out any issues and get feedback from you, and we give feedback to you, so that the culmination is you've had a satisfying experience creating the work, and the client is happy. One of the other things I do on campus is I'm part of the undergrad research committee. Basically, I'm usually more involved with setup and piecing together and helping to run the day. But if you don't know what undergrad research is, ask your faculty, ask me later on. But in a nutshell, they are research projects that can be visual, can be written, it can be science-based, but it can also be graphic. It could also be design-based or graphic design-based. And then what happens is you work on these projects, and at the end of towards the end of the spring semester, we have an undergrad research day, where the entire day is devoted to faculty, students, looking at each other's work and seeing the kinds of things that are being done, the kind of research that's being done. You present your work, you have to talk to other people about and they, again, kind of that giving feedback, communicating. So I find this will be my third year working with that, and it's been a very gratifying experience. One of the reasons I enjoy teaching the concept art class is I'm a Tolkien nerd. So I do have this as one of the bookends. If you guys recognize the statues on the way on either side of the river entering Gondor, yeah, I got a couple of these around. So that's here in my office right now. The rest of the stuff that's interesting in my office are mostly books. A lot of them are design books, but some of them are on graphic novel and cartooning and other slightly more fun and interesting stuff. In my real life, I have been a freelance illustrator for a number of years, so a lot of the books reflect that as well. When I'm not here, as I said before, I have been a freelance illustrator for several decades. I still practice that. One interesting project I just well, not just completed, I completed earlier this year, but I couldn't talk about it yet. Was a compilation, actually it was a book for a record compilation of Grateful Dead concerts from the 60s and 70s. They pieced together, I think it's like a six or seven discs set, and they asked me to create 10 maps. So I do map illustration as one of the things I practice as a freelancer, and I did 10 maps, sort of tracing the history and the geography of the Grateful Dead, along with views of in some cases now defunct auditoriums and show venues. So that comes in a book that's part of the set. So I was very happy to work on that, and I'm still waiting for a copy.